अनन्यसाध्ये स्वाभीष्टे महाविश्वासपूर्वकं तदेकोपायता याच्ञा प्रपत्तिः शरणागतिः. This verse tells us the crux of Sharanagati. When there is something that we desire a lot, but there is no way for us to attain it by ourselves, then we go to that person who is capable of giving that fruit to us and beg him. This is what Sharanagati is. Ananya sadhye swabhishte. We desire something. Abhishtam means something we desire. Swabhishte ananya sadhye. It cannot be made or got begotten by us by any other means. When we are in such a position, tadeka upayata yachnya. We pray to Bhagavan, we beg him to be the upaya himself. We go to him and say, you are my only refuge, you yourself must give me that fruit. So this is what Sharanagati is. Now, to perform Sharanagati, a person must have two qualifications. They are called Akinchanyam and Ananya Gatitvam. Akinchanyam means, I am not capable of begetting that fruit on my own. I cannot do Karma Yoga to reach Mukti. I am not capable of doing Jnana Yoga to reach Mukti. I am not the right person to do Bhakti Yoga to reach Mukti either. So, I have no other means to reach my goal is Akinchanyam. Ananya Gatitvam means I do not have any other person who can give me this also. So, Akinchanyam and Ananya Gatitvam are the two precursors for Sharanagati. In yesterday's song, Andal explained that she has no other refuge. Maatrar unakku vali tolaindu un vasalkan aatradu vandu un adi padiyuma pole potriyam vandom puhalndu yelor empavai. We have been defeated by your Kalyana Gunas. We do not have any other refuge. We want to reach Krishna and do Kainkaryam to him. So the only refuge we have is Krishna himself. So like those people, those kings who were defeated by you using arrows and weapons, came and fell at your feet, we too have been defeated by your gunas, your attributes, and so we are falling at your feet. This is what Andal said yesterday. But Krishna did not reply to her immediately. He still had doubts what her intention was. Now Sharanagati need not be done for Mukti alone. Draupadi performed Sharanagati to get a clothing. Then Vibhishana performed Sharanagati to get the Rajyam back, to save him from Ravana or for Mukti itself. Guha did Sharanagati. Lakshmana did Sharanagati begging Rama to take him along with him to the forest and to give him all types of Kainkaryam. Bharata performed Sharanagati to Rama asking him to come back to Ayodhya. Rama himself performed Sharanagati to the ocean, to the sea, asking for a passage for all the Vanaras to Lanka. So Sharanagati can be done for any purpose. So Krishna was he was a little skeptical. He did not want to reply immediately. He was waiting to see what Andal's intention was. She has now said that she has no other refuge. She has no other gati. But is she asking for money? Is she asking for some post? Is she asking for Mukti itself? What is she asking for? So Bhagavan was silent, and so in today's Pashuram, Andal clarifies what her intention is and she requests Bhagavan to shower his anugraham on her. Anganma Nyala Tarasar Abhimana Bhangamai Vandanin Pallirkattir Kide Sangamirupar Pol Vandu Taraippeidom Kingani Vaichaida Tamarai Pupole Shengan Chirichiride Yemmel Vidiavo Tingal Madityanam Edandar Anga Nirandam Kondengal Mel Nokadiel, Yengal Mel Shabam Idindu, Yelor Empavai is the Pashuram that we must see today. Here, Andal first says, Ankan Ma Nyala Tarasar. Means beautiful. Kan means places. Ma Nyalam, big world. This big world is filled with beautiful places where we can have many kinds of enjoyment. Ankanma Nyalat Arasar. The kings of such great vast expanses of land also, Abhimana Bhangamai, they would have some Abhimanam, they would have some Garva or pride that they are the commander of such a great army. They are the leaders of such great people. They are the owners of such a vast expanse of land. So, Ishwaroham, Aham Bhogi, Siddhoham iti. So, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that people who have a tamasic nature or people who are like asuras will have this great pride that they are the commanders of everyone. Ishwaroham, there is no one who is controlling me. I control everybody. Adhyaha, I am very wealthy. Abhijanavan, I am born in a very great clan. So such things give pride to people. Such pride will be the cause of their destruction also. So Andal says, Anganma Nyala Tarasar Abhimana Bhangamai. That Abhimanam, that Ahankara will be removed at some point of time. All the Shastras say that a person who is managing a kingdom should be very careful. If he treads the right path, then he will be liberated. If he does not tread the right path, then it is a great disease for which there is no medicine and no doctor. So it will end up killing him. So some people realize that Bhagavan is the true wealth and this kingdom is nothing. So Andal here says, Abhimana Bhangamai Vandu Nin Pallirkattirkide Sangam Iruppar. Those people come and stand beside Krishna's bed and fall at his feet. Even if Krishna says that he will return all their kingdoms to them, they do not want it because they have just not been defeated by Krishna and they are not falling at his feet because they have no other refuge. They have come there because they do not have an interest in any other material pleasure. They have removed all their ahankara. They have realized that Krishna is the true master and so they do not want any wealth hereafter. Even if Krishna is going to give them back their kingdom, they do not want it. That is why Andal says, Sangham Iruppar. They gather in big crowds and they stay at your feet forever. They never want to leave. So why Andal says this? Sangham Iruppar Pol Vandu Talaipeidom. We are also similar people. We also had Ahankara and Mamakara. Ahankara is thinking that I am great, I am supreme, I am independent. So thinking that Bhagavan is my controller is called Paratantriyam. Thinking that I am independent is called Swatantriyam. That Swatantriya Abhimana, that false sense of independence is what we have. That Abhimana must be broken. Alvar says, Neer Numadhu Yennivai Vermudal Maithu Irai Shermin Uir Kadanner Nirayille. Neer Numadhu, I and mine, these two must be removed. Alvar says, remove all ahankara. Remove all false sense of possession also. All these objects are not your possession. They belong to Paramatma himself. So leave all these material pleasures, get detached from all of them and Neer Numad Yennivai, Ver Mudal Maithu, remove them with the roots. If you just cut on the top, then they will grow up again. So remove it along with the roots. Ver Mudal Maithu, Irai Shermin, go fall at Bhagavan's feet. Uyirku Adanner Nirayille, there is nothing else that will complete you than falling at Bhagavan's feet. That is your only refuge. So hearing such verses from Acharyas and Alvars, we have also lost all our Abhimana. Abhimana Bhangamai Vandunin Pallirkattirkide. So Andal says, I am not independent anymore. I have realized that I am your only servant. I am just a servant to you and not to anybody else. I am only a servant and I am a servant only to you. This is called Ananyarha Sheshatvam. So Andal here in this Pashuram reveals what Bhattar said in his verse. Nilatungas Tanagiri Tati Suptam Udbodhya Krishnam Pararthyam Swam Shruti Shata Shiras Siddham. Bhattar says, Andal conveys to Krishna that she is a servant, she is a Parartha, she is a Sheshabhuta. That is kept in this Pashuram where she says, Abhimana Bhangamai Vandunin Pallirkattirkide. I have lost all pride. I do not think that I am independent. I do not think that I am supreme. I have realized that I am just a adiyar for you. I am just a devotee and you are my master. So there is a small disconnect here, however. You might have a question. The example that is given is the people, the kings, have lost interest in all other material pleasures and so they have come to fall at Bhagavan's feet. That is called Ananya Prayojanatvam. I do not want any Prayojana, any fruit other than the feet of Bhagavan. That is called Ananya Prayojanatvam. But what has Andal done? Andal has removed ahankara and she has realized that she is the servant of Bhagavan, which is called ananyarha sheshatvam. Having no other goal is different from having no other master. In the example, the kings left their attachment to all other goals, all other pleasures, and came and fell at Bhagavan's feet. Andal here says, I have lost my interest in myself and I have realized that I am your servant. So having no other goal is there in the example. Not having a sense of pride or having no other master, ananya sheshatvam, servitude only to Bhagavan is there in the whatever the example is for the upameya. So the disconnect can be resolved like this. When I realize that I am a shesha bhuta of Bhagavan alone, I am a devotee and a servant of Bhagavan alone, then it naturally follows that I do not have an interest in any other purushartha also. Krishna was waiting for Andal to state why she has come. Andal already stated in the previous Pashuram that she has no other refuge. Now Andal is waiting for her to say what she has come for. But Andal says, I have come to you as a servant. This is not the direct answer, but the Vyakhyatas, the commentators say that the answer can be begotten from this. When I say that I do not want anything from myself, I do not think that I am independent, I am an utter servant to you, I have nothing else in me, I am just a servant, then it automatically follows that the only goal that I have is to do service to you. If I thought that I was independent, I would want Swarga, I would want a wife, I would want children, I would want money. Since Andal says that she is only a devotee and nothing more and only to Bhagavan, then it automatically folloes that only reaching him is our goal. So Andal also says that our goal is reaching you, and so please open your mouth and answer to us. Kingani vaiccheida tamarai poo pole abhimana bhangamai vandanin pallikattu kizhe sangam iruppar pol vandu thalaipeidom. We have reached you with this mentality. Now what he must do is Kingini vaiccheida tamarai poo pole. Bhagavan's eyes are like a lotus. Pundarikaksha is a name that we have heard popularly. The Vedas, Upanishads also say, Tasya yatha kapyasam pundarikam eva makshini. His eyes are like two lotuses. The only difference is a lotus will not be bloomed or it won't blossom in the night. Only when the sun is there, the lotus will be open and then it will close. But Krishna's eyes are always open and they are ready to give anugraham to anybody. So, Kingani vaiccheida tamarai poo pole, Shengan chirichirude emmel vidiyavo. Please open your eyes slowly and shower your anugraham on us slowly. Shirichirude. Do not open your eyes in one big movement and don't shower all your blessings on us at once. We will not be able to withstand it at all. So give us in a measure which we can get. So suppose there is a ground or a big land which has been devoid of rain for a long time, there is no water, it has dried up. Now suppose there is a large rainfall, a huge amount of rainfall, then the water won't be retained completely by the land, it will just flow away. But if there was a little shower, then some time for it to dry, then again a little more rain, again some time to dry, then the land will be able to retain all the water. Similarly, we too, being devoid of Bhagavan, separated from him, have been dried up. If Bhagavan completely comes in one motion and sits on top of us or gives us all pleasure, we won't be able to digest it at all. Bhagavan wanted to come to the head of Nammalvar. Uchi means the head. So Bhagavan wanted to come and sit on the head of Nammalvar, but he did not jump directly from Shivaikuntham. In one of the Paushurams, one Padikam Alvar says, Bhagavan first came to the next town. From there he came near me. He sat on my hip. He came to my chest. Then he sat on my shoulders. He came into my mouth and sat on my tongue. Now he is in my eyes. Now he has reached my Uchi. Uchiyulane, Uchiyulle nirkum Tevadevarku Kannapirarku. It is the 9th Thiruvaimozhi of the first centum where it is called Ivayum Avayum Uvayum. Yen Shudalulane, Yen Okkalayane, Yen Nenjinulane, Yen Tholinayane, in such a way, Bhagavan slowly came and took over Alvar's body itself. So that Satmya Bhoga Pradatratvam, any pleasure should be given slowly so that the person receiving it can digest. So Andal pleads, Shengan Chirichirude Emmel Vidiyavo, Tingalum Adityanum Edundarpol. Bhagavan's eyes are like the sun and like the moon at the same time. They are like the sun because they dispel darkness. That is, his anugraham will dispel any wrong thoughts or any ajnanam, ignorance that we have in our mind. Similarly, his eyes are also like the moon, so that they soothe us. They are pleasing to us. They do not burn us. They are pleasing also. Thingalum adityanam ezhundarpol am kan irandum kondu. Am kan means beautiful eyes. Now, she initially asked Bhagavan to open his eyes slowly, but she is not satisfied with just getting a portion of his anugraham. She wants the full blunt of his anugraham also. Thingalum adityanam ezhundarpol am kan irandum kondengal mel nokkudiyel. Finally, what we want is both your eyes should fall on us. Once they have fallen on us, you must not look at anything else. Alvar says, Perum Kelalar tam perum kanmalar pundariham nammel orunge pirala vaittar. Sri Varaha was looking for a devotee in the world. He saw Nammalvar. Once his eyes fell on Nammalvar, orunge pirala vaittar. He was not able to remove his gaze from Alvar at all. He was so attracted by Alvar Paramkusha Nayaki that her bhakti was so attractive that he did not want to look at anybody else, not even Sri Mahalakshmi. In such a way, Andal says, Thingalum adityanam ezhundarpol anganirandum kond engal mel nokkudiyel engal mel shabam idindu. Then all the sins that we have done, all the sorrow that we have faced will be washed away. Ramayana says, Vachasa santvayitveinam lochanabhyam pivanniva. When Vibhishana came to surrender to Rama, he was made to wait for some time because there was some deliberation going on between Rama, Sugriva and others. So finally when Vibhishana came, he was so worried and he was so anxious that Rama wanted to soothe him. What he did was, Vachasa santvayitveinam. He spoke some soothing words, and by that Vibhishana was melted into a liquid state. Vachasa santvayitveinam lochanabhyam pibanniva. He drank Vibhishana through his eyes. This is what Valmiki says. So his eyes and his mouth work together. Yedayar avi unnum yenai kutrangalo ariyen. Alvar says these two eyes are not the eyes, they are Yama himself. Yenai kutrangal, this is one death, that is another death. Kutram means mrityu, death. So Alvar says these two eyes are the death of me. Yenai kutrangal yedayar avi unnum. I have been separated from him. Now his eyes are going to remove the remaining life from my body also. That is when Alvar is separated from Bhagavan. But now Andal is standing right in front of Bhagavan Krishna. So they are not separated, they are going to be together. So now the same gaze is so pleasing to us. When we are away from him, thinking about him might hurt us. We might be worried because we are separated from him. But when we are together with him, his gaze is so pleasing. So Andal begs to Bhagavan to open his eyes slowly and shower all his blessings and anugraham on her so that they might be rid of all sins and they can move on with their vratam and reach Bhagavan and perform Kainkaryam itself. So hearing Andal's plea, Bhagavan started opening his eyes slowly while lying on the bed. Andal in the next Pashuram says that is not enough. Anything done from the bed cannot be taken as truth. So please get up, come to your Simhasana, sit there and inquire with us. Inquire what we have come for. That is in the next Pashuram which we must see tomorrow. For today, we will depart with a Mangala Shloka for Andal, thanking her for explaining to us what Sheshatvam is, how we must lose interest in all other material things and finally fall at the feet of Bhagavan. Srimatyai Vishnu Chittarya Manonandana Hetave Nandanandana Sundaryai Godayai Nityamangalam.